Take two. Maybe it'll work this time. We are going live. All right. Take two. Try it again.
Expedited version.
All right, Pete and Seth, you know who we are. Pete and Scott, you know who we are. We've screwed this up for the last 15 minutes, having some technical difficulties today. So, and I got to be on a sales call at 12:30. So we only got about 15 minutes to discuss advanced SEO, which is not nearly enough time. But Scott, what is SEO?
So search engine optimization, it's basically the practice of working your website, working the content on your website, working the structure of your website to basically improve your organic rankings on Google search engine result pages.
Yeah, Bing and Yahoo, they don't really matter. They have really small market share, so you can pretty much just ignore them. They just copy what Google does anyway. So for the purposes of this discussion, we're going to go with the market leader, Google, and give you some tips on how to optimize. So, with SEO, it all starts with a keyword list. You need to think about what are people searching for when they are trying to find my business or organization. So the obvious one would be, your business name. That should be pretty easy to rank for. Papa McKee's Pizza. But then the next thing is getting yourself to rank for your products and services. So something like pizza delivery in Richmond or pub in Richmond, Vermont. Those are the types of keywords that you want to be thinking about. So, if we use Bytes as an example, we want to be showing up for keywords around our 3 profit centers: website design, development, hosting and support, and digital marketing. So under website design and development, we're trying to show up for terms like web developer in Burlington, Vermont, web developer, Portland, Maine, WordPress website developer, custom WordPress websites. So Scott, how would you take a data-driven approach to, figuring out what keywords someone should be thinking about?
Yeah, so that kind of segues pretty nicely. I was going to use digital marketing on Bytes.co as an example here. So, this is exactly kind of what we're going for here. When somebody searches digital marketing Vermont, we obviously want Bytes.co to be showing up organically. The first organic search result has been pushed down further and further and further down the page as kind of the years have gone on here. So we can kind of see, I have a pretty big monitor up here. So my Google search engine results page is pretty, there's a decent amount of room on here for searches. So you can see that the first 4 searches that actually pop up, first four results are all paid Google Ads results. And we're not in here, based on our targeting settings, based on the time of the day. We just might not be targeting this kind of search right now. Second, you kind of get your local map pack. And then third is where you first start to see your organic search results. So Clutch.co, agencies, digital marketing Vermont. Looks like they're outlining the top digital marketing agencies in Vermont. And then a learn.uvm seminar. So this is where, ideally we would want a Bytes.co search result for our digital marketing page to show up. There are some, sometimes in organic SEO, there are some big boys in the space. So here, we're competing with uvm.edu, which is probably one of the most authoritative websites in all of Vermont. And then indeed.com, just below the 2 search results for uvm.edu. So it's going to be tough for us to push out some of those larger, more authoritative websites, but there's really kind of 3 key main areas that we can really work on here that we kind of base a lot of our SEO work on at Bytes. And those are kind of content focused, making sure that you have the proper keywords on your site, a technical focus, making sure your site is, mobile friendly, your page load times are fast, your site's serving over HTTPS, that you have a secure website, and then focusing on linking. So that's building both your internal linking strategy to and from pages, as well as gaining links from other reputable websites, which we could kind of get into. And I'll kind of show kind of more focus on each of those 3 segments. But one thing I kind of wanted to reference here that I would definitely point anybody who is unfamiliar with SEO or wants to learn a little bit more of SEO. One of the most authoritative kind of SEO publications out in the industry, Search Engine Land, on a yearly basis puts out a periodic table of SEO factors. So it's a lot of kind of the key main ranking signals that Google uses and best practices and kind of a strategy to follow slightly. Again, nobody has all the answers, but SEOs like to think that we have a pretty good grasp on what Google is using for ranking signals. So this periodic table of SEO is a great resource to use. We don't have to spend too much time on it because we're a little bit limited for time today. But doing a quick Google search for periodic table of SEO, Search Engine Land should trigger this, and it's a quick and easy email sign up. But using our kind of digital marketing page as an example here, this is the page when somebody searches digital marketing Vermont on Google. This is the page that's most likely to return in a Google search result. We have digital marketing as our H1 here. We have our key services with links out to our other kind of digital marketing services. If we kind of go into the back end of the page here, we can see that in our SEO title, we have digital marketing at the front. We have digital marketing in our URL, our meta description, and again, our H1. I would say those are kind of the key 4 main pieces of content on a website where you really want to make sure that a keyword that you're trying to rank for is placed. At the start of the SEO title, meta title, which we have here, in your URL slug, which we have here, and also in your meta description. Not as important in the meta description. That has kind of been scrubbed from the algorithm a little bit, but still important to have it in there just for click-through rate and engagement and things like that. And then obviously our H1 up here. So we're covering all our bases, all kind of the basic bases here. We use a SEO tool on our website called Yoast SEO, which is one of the more, I would say, widely used and accepted SEO plugins on the web for WordPress. So they do a great job here of you could place a focus keyword or key phrase in the focus keyword field. And they do a great job of returning a lot of SEO analysis on how to better optimize your page. So there's a number of things here that you can see that we could even be doing better. Our meta description is a little bit long. But as I was saying, we have our key phrase in our introductory paragraph. We have our key phrase in our meta description, in our SEO, in our meta title, and in our URL slug here. So that's just a quick and dirty kind of run through of the key places on a website and on a web page to place a keyword that you're trying to rank for. And when Google kind of crawls your website, sees that your keyword is in all of these places, they kind of put it together that, this page is about digital marketing, and that when somebody is searching digital marketing in Vermont, this is a relevant page to serve in search results for that phrase that is being searched.
The title tag is the most important place to get a keyword. And, I'd say over 50% of the time when people are calling me and I'm doing sales and they want to talk about, SEO, or why isn't my website ranking just generally, 50% or greater of the time I can look at their title tags and they're not even set. So make sure, if you're at home looking at your website, take a look at the title tags. You can see those by viewing the page source and looking for title. It should be right up towards the top. And then looking for your meta description field.
Yeah, so if you do a Command F for title, you'll see meta property title here. And if we do a Command F for description, you can see your meta description.
Yep.
And on the same way, you can do a search for H1 here. So you can see our H1 has digital marketing. That's also a key place to make sure that the page has relevant content for the keywords that you're trying to rank for. And basically what that equates to when you do this, you'll start to show up in organic search results for keywords that you're optimizing for. So here's Google Search Console. We talked about this on a previous Bytes with Bytes. And these are the keywords that we're ranking for on our digital marketing page. We could see SEO agency, digital marketing Burlington, digital marketing Bytes, Bytes advertising, SEO company. So these are all keywords that are, perfect examples of what we want to be ranking for. We're always going to rank well for Bytes, but, definitely good to see Google Ads agency, search engine optimization in there. And we use a tool called SEMrush that we can actually track rankings for specific pages and domains. So here's our rankings on Google rankings in the top 100 based on our digital marketing page according to SEMrush. This is for a general search in the United States. So you can see we're ranking pretty well on a general search in the United States for digital marketing Vermont. Number 7, that's great. But as we go down, you'll see, when we get outside of like the Vermont-based keywords, online marketing keyword, we're not even ranking for digital marketing here in the United States because that's a very broad term. What you want to do is try and find your, high volume terms and also mix that with kind of make those a little bit more specific. So for us, like digital marketing agency could be a good keyword to rank for because it's going to be way less competitive than digital marketing Vermont, digital marketing Burlington, digital marketing VT. Those are going to kind of be where we kind of have to live, being a smaller website, because anybody out there who has an article, if there's New York Times has an article on digital marketing, or here UVM has a class for digital marketing, it's going to be hard for us to compete with, some of those websites, even if the relevance of somebody searching for an agency might not be there if they're returning a result for UVM. So there are some great tools out there for keyword ranking tracking. Again, I would, definitely utilize Google Search Console. It's a great way to see the clicks that you're getting on specific pages here. We have it filtered for clicks and impressions on our digital marketing page, and we could sort by impression. Ads company, whereas we might not be ranking so well for Facebook digital marketing agency because we only saw 1 impression on that over the last 3 months.
How about backlinking? Let's hop into that real quick.
Yeah. Yep. So on the backlinking piece, we also use SEMrush for backlinking. You can also see your backlinks in Google Search Console. But one of the I would say, main 3 pillars of SEO here, along with content and technical aspects of your website, is backlinking. And a lot of people might not generally be aware of this. Definitely a main piece of the Google algorithm is they want to see your website getting linked to from other quality websites. So there's kind of a metric out there in the SEO space called domain authority. It's kind of a metric that Google has never confirmed, but it's a score on a 0 to 100 of your basically the authoritativeness of your website. So, Google is at 100. New York Times is up at like 98. Bytes probably sits at about a 20. So what you're trying to do is getting links from other reputable websites. So, getting a link from the New York Times on maybe that shared a blog post that Bytes put out or a product that Bytes is launching would be massive for us. Whereas, getting a link from 7 Days, also great. They're a local newspaper in Burlington. That would be great because they're a pretty reputable website, but obviously not as reputable as the New York Times. So Google wants to see quality backlinks coming into your website because that's a sign that, organically your content is getting picked up. Your website is becoming more, seen and reputable, and people are sharing on it. Their basic principle behind that is that the New York Times wouldn't be linking to a website that, is practicing spammy tactics or has ad pop-ups all over the place. And on the same front, on the flip side, you want to make sure that you're not getting links from spammy websites. So you can see SEMrush here is notifying us that we have links from 2 toxic domains. So what we can actually do there is, possibly reach out to those toxic domains, ask them to remove our link, or use the link disavow tool in Google Search Console to tell Google that we don't want this link passing authority back to our website.
Cool. So Scott, we got to kind of wrap this up, but I think given the fact we started 15 minutes late, this definitely warrants an additional Bytes with Bytes episode. So
yeah, we could do a whole one on backlinking practices in itself. So
yeah, there's a lot to SEO, but like Scott said, pay attention to sites like Search Engine Land. Pay attention to Google's Webmaster Blog. They're never going to tell you exactly what they're never going to tell you exactly what their algorithm is, but they're very good about telling you what they're looking for. So they can provide the best practices, and we basically, anyone that tells you they know Google's secret sauce is lying to you. No one really knows or can guarantee rankings. But the way we approach SEO is basically creating a checklist of all the things Google says they want to look for. And we just go down that checklist and make sure all those things are implemented. So yeah, let's definitely circle back on SEO and get into more details here in another episode.
Yep. Yeah, and just to close out, definitely check out Search Engine Land. The periodic table of SEO is a great resource. Their blogs are great. Marketing Land is kind of their sister publication. That's a great one. The Google Webmaster blog, and then also Moz is another great, MOZ is another great authority. They have some awesome tools, some free tools that you can use on trials, great blogs and resources. So those are kind of the main resources in the SEO space I would definitely reference if you're looking for a little bit more information.
Cool. All right, thanks, Scott. Let's close this out. I got to go try to close a deal.
Sounds good.
All right, later all.